Hello everyone, welcome to my channel English Ambition, and I am Kakoli, your guide and mentor in your journey of English of class 12. As we know by now that this is a channel where I make English simple for you. I analyze all the chapters word by word, line by line, and in the poems I discuss all the figures of speech and all the probable questions, and I can assure you that by the end of the video you will be a very confident person. Now today I am doing the first poem of the book Flamingo, My Mother at 66. It is written by a very famous Indian poetess, Kamla Das. And Kamla Das was famous for depicting, for capturing the human emotions. Okay, now I know poems everybody over there may not like, though as an English teacher I'm fond of poetry, but as students you may not be very fond of it. It may seem a little difficult, metaphorical, obscure, but believe me, I will make it simple for you first of all, and secondly we will hit the core of the poem so that from the exam point of view you are very confident. Now let's begin with the poem My Mother at 66. The theme of the poem is number 1, advancing age and ensuing death. Number 2, the pain and fear of separation and loss. These are the themes of the poem. Now, as the poem begins, we see that the poet Kamla Das is traveling in a car with her mother. She is going back to her own house and she is traveling to the Cochin airport. She had come to meet her mother and now she is going back. And the mother has come to see her off to the airport. Okay. Now, as the poet was traveling, suddenly she looked beside and looked at her mother. The mother whose age is 66. So, she was quite old. Now, as she looked at the mother, she suddenly realized that the mother has grown quite old. She saw that the mother was dozing. Dozing means fallen asleep. So she was sleeping and her mouth was open, and obviously because of old age her face looked dull and frail. Okay, and a strange shocking realization dawned on the poet. Suddenly उनको ये समझ में आ गया कि her mother has grown quite old. And what is the next destination after growing old? That is death. So a fear lurked in her mind. She was very shocked. She was very afraid to realize that her mother was growing quite old and she might not live for long. ठीक है? तो suddenly उनको ये एहसास हुआ कि she has grown old और हो सकता है कि she doesn't live very long. So this made her very sad. Now here children, there is a figure of speech. Okay, the figure of speech here is simile. What is a simile? Simile is a figure of speech when we compare two things. If you look at the book, you will find that the mother at this place is compared to a corpse. Corpse means dead body. Now it's a very sad comparison. Why has the poet compared the mother to a dead body? There are 3 reasons. Number 1, because obviously she was sleeping, so her eyes were closed and her mouth was open and her face looked very pale, dull and frail. Frail means weak and aging and a little, ill. So because of these 3 reasons, the poet suddenly, an image came to her mind as if, the mother is looking like a dead body. Okay, so this is the first figure of speech that we get in this poem. Now, what did the poet do? The poet was very shocked, as I told you just now. So, to divert her mind, ये जो एक बहुत दर्दनाक एक सोच उनके मन में आया, उसको हटाने के लिए, to remove, to dispel that thought from her mind, to distract her mind, she looked outside the window. Okay? As she looked outside the window, she saw two things. Number one, please look at your books. You will find young sprinting trees. Number one, first thing she saw. Second thing, many children spilling out of their homes. इसका क्या सिग्निफिकेंस है? वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन यहां से आता है. सो लेट अस सी. नाउ young trees sprinting, this is the second figure of speech, children. It is called personification. Personification because trees, we all know trees cannot run. Can trees run? Sprinting means running, but can trees run? No. So why are the trees running? Because whenever we are moving in a vehicle, whether it's a train or a bus or a car, बाहर की जो सीनरी है वो ऐसा लगता है कि it is running in the opposite direction. So the trees seemed sprinting. Moreover, a word is used, young trees sprinting. So a human quality is given to the trees. So this is called personification. तो ये हमको याद रखना है, very important question. ठीक है? Now next that we get over here are the children. Many children spilling out of their homes. Now if you look at that, what does it mean? Children spilling out, small children, they are filled with energy, they are bubbling with joy, enthusiasm and vigor. They are running out of their homes and going to play, going to school, whatever it is. Now there is a very important significance of both these images. Why are these images used? First of all, if you see, trees are young, children are as it is young. So the poet has tried to use a contrast, use this word, remember this word, it's a contrast between the trees and the children एक तरफ, और इस साइड में the mother. They are young, they are energetic, filled with life, filled with energy. Where is the mother? She is old, she is dozing, she is weak, she is aging. Okay, so this is a contrast that has been deliberately used by the poet. Okay, one more thing I will tell you. The sprinting trees have one more significance. What is it? It signifies the quick passage of time. Okay, the way the trees were running, it seemed to the poet that how time has flown off, how fast life has passed. Okay, so this also is signified by the young trees sprinting. Clear? Now next, as the poet now reached the airport, okay, she moved for the security check, and the mother could not accompany her anymore because she had to go and the poet had to go inside. So she looked at the mother for the last time in that visit, and as she looked at the mother, again she saw that aging, dull, pale face. And here the poet has used a beautiful imagery. She has compared the mother's face to a late winter's moon. Late winter's moon. Again we get the third figure of speech over here, which is again a simile. जो मैंने first simile बोला था corpse वाला, same figure of speech has been used again over here. That is a simile again. Okay, where it has been used, where the mother's face is compared to a pale winter's moon. Now the question is, why has it been compared to pale winter's moon? Number one, first reason is, if you look at summer moon is bright. Why? Because the sky is clear. There is no cloud, no fog, no mist. It is clear and bright. But winter moon, if you look at the moon in winter, you will find it is a little hazy. It is obscure. It is covered with fog. थोड़ा सा धुंधला होता है वो. Okay? And at the same time, the mother's face also was dull. It lacked the vibrance, the youthfulness, the radiance. Okay? It was dull, it was pale, it was aging. Okay? नंबर 2 और एक रीजन है जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, वो है विंटर इन पोएट्री. दोज ऑफ यू रीड पोएट्री, नो पोएट्री, थोड़ा सा तो कहीं ना कहीं से सुना होगा, पढ़ा होगा कि विंटर इज अ सिंबल ऑफ डेथ एंड डिके. क्योंकि विंटर में ना पतझड़ होते हैं, पत्ते ऐसे झड़ जाते हैं, सब ड्राई हो जाता है, तो विंटर इज रिलेटेड टू ओल्ड एज एंड डेथ. So that is the reason the poet has compared the face of her old mother, dull looking mother, to a late winter's moon. Okay? Now, as the poet saw her mother's dull, pale face in the airport, a strange fear, a familiar fear, a childhood fear came back to her mind. Okay, why is it called childhood fear? Why is it a familiar ache? Is a very important question. Try to understand this very well. See, like every child, सारे बच्चों में ये होता है, जब हम छोटे होते हैं तब एक डर रहता है कि शायद मैं खो जाऊंगी या मम्मी खो जाएंगे मेरे से, है ना. whenever we go to a crowded place, you feel that you may get lost or the mother will get lost. but ये तब होता है जब हम छोटे होते हैं. as we grow up, we become mature, we understand कि ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं होने वाला है, ना मैं खो जाऊंगी ना मम्मी खो जाएंगे, तो we are cool about it. but as we grow older and the parents grow even old, the same familiar ache, the childhood fear resurface in our mind. It resurges. Why? Because now we realize that the parents have grown old and they might die. So exactly that fear, that feeling lurked in the mind of the poet. She was afraid. The fear of loss, the fear of separation came back in her mind. But what did she do? She did not say anything to her mother about her fear. She just smiled and smiled and smiled, and she said, "See you soon, Amma." So the last expression of "see you soon, Amma" and "smile and smile and smile." Again, a very important question. What does it mean? First of all, children, smile, smile and smile is repetition. So a question can come. What is the literary device over here? It is a repetition. And what does it mean? What does it signify? 3 times it has been used. Smile and smile and smile. What does it mean? It means that, she wanted to hide her fear. She wanted to hide her anxiety. She did not wanted to express it to her mother. Moreover, she wanted to make her mother feel, and she wanted to feel herself also, that they will meet again. उनको ये अपने आप को भी reaffirm कराना था, अपने मम्मी को भी कराना था कि no problem, everything will be fine, you will be fine, and very soon we will meet again. So the poet puts up a brave front. हम इसको ये बोलेंगे कि she concealed her fear, she suppressed her anxiety, she put up a brave front, and she put up an artificial smile. Artificial is not a negative word over here. Artificial means just to cover up her fear, though she was actually anxious, nervous, afraid, but she didn't want to show it to her mother. So she smiled and smiled and smiled, and she told her mother, "See you soon, Amma," and the poem ends over here. Okay? Now let's discuss the important questions that can come from this chapter. Though I have told you the questions while I was teaching you, but और एक बार इसको quickly कर लेते हैं. And I can assure you, be confident that ये जो मैं questions मैं बताने जा रही हूँ, other than these questions, no other question can be framed from this chapter. Okay, first of all, the first question that comes to our mind is why the poet was comparing her mother to a corpse. That we have done because she was sleeping, her mouth was open, her eyes were closed, and her face was dull and lifeless. Okay, number two, why did the poet look outside the window? Answer is very simple: to distract her mind from the depressing thought of her aging mother and her imminent death. ठीक है. Third, very important question, children. What are the significances of these two images that the poet saw outside the window? That is number one, the sprinting trees and the merry children. That also we have done. Okay, the poet has used these two images to create a contrast with the dozing, aging mother who lacked vigor and energy and life force. On the other hand, the young sprinting trees and the merry children both were filled with life and they were filled with energy. Next, the mother's face being compared to the late winter's moon. That also I discussed with you. Number one is winter is the symbol of death in poetry. Number two is the face is dull and lifeless, just like winter's moon is veiled with fog and mist. Okay, next, the childhood fear and the ache, the old familiar ache that was there in the mind of the poet. Why did the poet feel that? Because the same childhood fear has resurfaced in the mind of the poet when she saw her old mother. Last but not the least, very important question, the significance of the smile, smile, smile and smile. And when she said, see you soon, Amma. So that part also very beautiful. The poet suppresses her fear, hides her anxiety, puts up a very brave facade, brave front, and she tells her mother in a broad smile, okay, that we will meet again. Okay, so she wants to confirm it to her mother, she wants to confirm it to herself that her mother will be hale and hearty and fine. Okay, so with this I end this chapter. I hope all of you liked it. Please like this video, and in case you have to say something, please leave a comment below and subscribe to my channel, share it with all your friends, and I'm sure now you are confident with this poem. Thank you. Bye bye.